1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinking soul family is doing well. And if you are not doing well, I am happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know, because only you can change your reality. Dr. Maya Angelou said, whenever a person tells you who they are, you must believe them. A lot of the times we get our feelings hurt and we get disappointed because we don't believe people when they show us who they are through their actions. And sometimes they unknowingly tell us who they are. And we get our feelings hurt because we put them on a pedestal, we project into them, and we have expectations from them when their actions alone should tell us what we can expect and what we cannot expect. And I know that with time and everything constantly changing, people also change too. So, sometimes we get better in our ways and sometimes we decline. Not all of us are in the position to just distance themselves from certain toxic situations or people that we may perceive to be toxic. Some people are living in situations where they have to be around these people constantly. And again, you're the most powerful person that you know, because only you can create your own reality. And, I totally agree with cutting certain people off, that are extremely toxic until, you are more aware of who you are and understand them on a better level to deal with them, because sometimes the emotions could be so strong where we're constantly wound up in this whirlwind, and it's like we feel like we're constantly getting beat up. But again, that comes from our expectations when it comes to people and us not seeing them for who they are showing us that they are. And when it comes to, not everyone wants to cut off certain people in their lives because they might genuinely love them, and not everyone is able to move away. And I totally believe that you don't know how much you've grown emotionally or spiritually until you are in relationships, whether they are platonic or romantic. When we're by ourselves, it is so easy for us to believe that we've grown and evolved to certain levels, but it is not until we're interacting with each other and that we are tested and realize that we still have work to do. So when it comes to people's behavior and them showing you who they are, first, you have to make sure that you see yourself as victorious all the time. It is not beneficial for you to see yourself as a victim ever, because once you see yourself as a victim, then there is no coming back from that, or it's very hard to come back from that. And on top of that, then you won't be able to have empathy. Having empathy is extremely important when it comes to understanding other people and their behavior. It doesn't mean that you justify it or agree with it, but it helps to understand where they're coming from. Because once you understand where they're coming from with their behavior, then you are able to see that it is not personal and that their behavior is a physical manifestation of what is happening within them. And once you realize that their behavior towards you isn't personal, then it really helps to not always feel attacked when people do the things that they do. A way to look at it is, imagine you're in a room with someone who is passing gas, like the worst gas ever, and you just happen to be there. So because you happen to be there, you have to deal with the smell of it and all that. But basically the gas that they're passing is pretty much It's what's inside of them that's coming out, and you just happen to be there. So that's the same thing when you're dealing with like toxic family members, parents, relationships, different things like co-workers, different things like that. Their behavior is just a manifestation of what is happening within them. And when they show you who they are, basically you believe them in the sense that, once they've treated you a certain way, like, you see, okay, this is who so-and-so is. So basically, if it keeps happening where you're constantly being disappointed by this person, then that's because of your expectations is what's disappointing you. And it's nothing that they're doing. It's like you're expecting them to be different when they keep showing up and being who they are. So I think a good thing to do is to challenge yourself. Every time you feel offended by someone's actions or something that they say, ask yourself, am I upset because I expected something else? And if the answer is yes, which it will be yes, because it is our expectations why we are disappointed in people's behavior, then you need to change your expectations when it comes to that person. I know when it comes to like being completely enlightened and things like that, basically they say, you shouldn't expect anything from anyone. And I agree with that. Something that I think is also helpful too is to try to communicate first, because a lot of the times, like, we are not aware of how we come off to other people. So because we are unaware of how we come off, it's like in my mind, I might be protecting myself. And in the process of me protecting myself, I come off a bit cold, where someone else might think I just don't like them. When it's not that I don't like them, it's just that I'm not comfortable with them enough to, be however they expect me to be. Again, expectations. So if they came to me and said, when you do this and when you do that, it makes me feel this way or that way, then I can become aware of how I'm being perceived, and I can make changes, or I can express myself so they can understand where I'm coming from, to know that it is not personal. I think the most important thing that I want you to take away from this conversation or this message is pay attention to your expectations when it comes to people, and more importantly, know that the way other people come off is not personal. It has nothing to do with you. Like, I remember at one point I used to always feel like, is there like a sign on my forehead that says fool? Why certain people would try me, until I came to the realization that those people that try me tries everyone. That's just who they are. So the people who are nasty to you, toxic or whatever it may be, it's not you, it's just that's who that person is. But it is up to you to teach them what you are willing to accept and what you are not willing to accept. In certain situations, basically, you might be living at home with your family, so it's like you might feel powerless, but you do have power, because it is up to you as far as how much energy you're going to put into something, because wherever your attention goes, your energy grows. So if you live in a situation where you perceive the people around you as being extremely toxic, again, pay attention to your expectations when it comes to dealing with them. And then, do not invest so much energy. Be conscious of the amount of energy and time that you put into the relationship. Yes, you want to be pleasant, but at the same time, if you're not putting so much energy into it, then you don't have so much to lose, because our energy is our currency, and like money, it's valuable. So you want to put your energy into things that brings you joy. And in the process of focusing on the things that brings you joy, laughter, and happiness, you will shift your vibration and eventually shift yourself out of that situation. All of a sudden you'll start manifesting what may seem like luck and opportunity, and completely change your life around, when luck and opportunity is really just you, the alchemist, changing your situation with your vibration. And that is why I said it is extremely important for us to not be the victim. because being the victim is going to put us in a poor thing type of place, and it is hard to manifest anything in that place. You're only going to attract more of what you're believing on the inside, and that's going to be more situations that would cause you to feel sorry for yourself. So that's the message that I wanted to share with you guys. I hope you guys are having a great week, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.